HMS Verdun was an Admiralty V-class destroyer of the Royal Navy which saw service in the First and Second World Wars. So far she has been the only ship of the Navy to bear the name Verdun after the Battle of Verdun. She was assigned to carry the remains of the unknown warrior home to Britain on the 8th of November 1920. First World War. Launched on the 21st of August 1917 at the Hawthorne-Leslie shipyard in Hebburn-on-Tyneside, Verdun was completed in November of the same year. She served with the Grand Fleet and the Harwich Force. Surrender of the German High Seas Fleet. Under the terms of the armistice, the German High Seas Fleet went into internment at the Royal Navy's base at Scapa Flow. In Operation ZZ, 60 Allied battleships escorted 11 battleships, 5 battle cruisers, 8 cruisers and 48 destroyers of the High Seas Fleet into captivity. At 11 o'clock on the 20th of November 1918, King George V, Queen Mary and the Prince of Wales embarked in HMS Oakland, preceded by the Verdun, steamed through the fleet. The Unknown Warrior. Verdun was selected to carry the Unknown Warrior across the English Channel because her name would be a tribute to the French people and the endurance of their armies at Verdun in 1916. On the 10th of November 1920, Verdun berthed at the quay Carnet at Boulogne-sur-Mer. The coffin of the Unknown Warrior arrived on a French military wagon in a procession of 1,000 local schoolchildren and a whole division of French soldiers and Marines. Marshal Foch made a speech on the dockside before the white ensign was lowered to half-mast while the coffin was carried up the gangplank and piped aboard with an admiral's salute. The coffin was laid on the quarterdeck and covered with wreaths of white flowers, some so large that it took 4 soldiers to lift one. Shortly before noon, Verdun moved away from the quay as sailors fired a rifle salute along with the big guns of the French forts. An escort of 6 destroyers accompanied Verdun through the mist to Dover, where a 19-gun salute was fired from Dover Castle. She tied up at Admiralty Pier where General Sir John Longley supervised the 6 high-ranking officers from the 3 armed services who bore the coffin ashore. From Dover Marine Station, the Unknown Warrior was taken by train to London for burial the following day at Westminster Abbey. Second Grand Fleet to Harwich Force. Verdun received a lieutenant deck watch from the Royal Observatory on the 13th of August 1927. She went into reserve at Rosyth as part of the 9th Destroyer Flotilla until September 1939, when she was selected for conversion into an anti-aircraft escort at Chatham Dockyard. She was rearmed and her pennant number changed from D93 to L93 on completion in May 1940. She operated as a convoy escort out of Rosyth and in the North Sea, being damaged by a bomb on the 1st of November 1940 that killed 11 men, including her captain. She was repaired at Harwich and spent the rest of the war escorting convoys along the east coast. In November 1941, she was in sustained action against an attack by German E-boats. 3 British merchant ships were sunk in the engagement. From February to April 1942 she formed part of the escort screen for heavy units of the Home Fleet that were supporting the Arctic convoys. After the Warship Week National Savings Campaign in March 1942, Verdun was adopted by the seaside town of Hoylake in Cheshire. Fate. Verdun was placed in reserve after VE Day and then sold to be scrapped at Grant in Edinburgh in April 1946. Her ship's bell now hangs on a pillar in Westminster Abbey, close to the tomb of the Unknown Warrior. Bibliography. Campbell, John. Naval Weapons of World War II. Annapolis, Maryland, Naval Institute Press. ISBN 087021-459-4. Chesno, Roger, ed. Conway's All the World's Fighting Ships 1922 to 1946. Greenwich, UK. Conway Maritime Press. ISBN 0851771467. College, J.J. Warlow, Ben. Ships of the Royal Navy. The complete record of all fighting ships of the Royal Navy. London, Chatham Publishing. ISBN 9781861762818. OCLC 67,375,475. Cocker, Morris, Alan, Ian. Destroyers of the Royal Navy, 1893–1981. ISBN 0711010757. Friedman, Norman. British destroyers from earliest days to the Second World War. Annapolis, Maryland, Naval Institute Press. ISBN 9781591140818. Gardner, Robert and Amp. Gray, Randall eds. Conway's All the World's Fighting Ships, 1906–1921. Annapolis, Maryland, Naval Institute Press. ISBN 0851772455. Lenton, H.T. British NAMP, Empire Warships of the Second World War. Annapolis, Maryland, Naval Institute Press. ISBN 1-55750-048-7. March, Edgar J. British Destroyers, A History of Development, 1892–1953, drawn by Admiralty. Permission from official records. AMP returns, ships covers and AMP building plans. London, Sealy Service. OCLC 164,893,555. Preston, Anthony. V&AMP W-class destroyers 1917–1945. London, MacDonald. OCLC 464,542,895. Raven, Alan and AMP Roberts, John. V and W-class destroyers. Man o' War 2. London, Arms and AMP Armour. ISBN 0853682233-X. Rowe, Jürgen. Chronology of the War at Sea 1939–1945. The Naval History of World War II. Annapolis, Maryland. Naval Institute Press. ISBN 1-591141192. Winnie, Bob. The U-Boat Peril, A Fight for Survival. Castle. ISBN 0304351326. Whitley, M.J. Destroyers of World War II. Annapolis, Maryland, Naval Institute Press. ISBN 0870213261. Windsor, John D. B. E.F. Ships before, at and after Dunkirk. Gravesend, Kent. World Ship Society. ISBN 0-90561791-6.